Welcome to the House of Takes, a late night show. We are the only show in North America that actually believes Kawhi Leonard is going to be able to keep James Harden out of the clubs during the playoffs. I'm Dave DeBaugh coming to you live and on tape from the heart of the Silicon Valley. It is our Friday night National Basketball Association Power Rankings take show. Let's dive into it, shall we? Now, I'll give you my top 10 teams in the association. Let's begin at number 10. In at number 10 this week is the Dallas Mavericks. As you all know, I believe the Dallas Mavericks need to add one or two additional players before the trading deadline. They could certainly use some help up front. I'm not really sure exactly what the Dallas Mavericks are going to do, but a third consistent scorer, Tim Hardaway Jr., is what's needed in Dallas. They are a dangerous team, though, with Luka Doncic. In at number 9, I'm paying a lot of respect to the Miami Heat this week. The Heat, though they lost to the Atlanta Hawks tonight at home, I'm still paying them a lot of respect. It's a solid organization. We saw what they did last year, making their run all the way to the NBA Finals. They are a legit team. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier. This power rankings is definitely different than a lot of the other power rankings that you'll see out there. Now, some of the power rankings I saw this week, one of them was on the Fox Sports website, which decided it was a good idea to have the Phoenix Suns listed at number 17. My power rankings are all about teams that I believe have a legitimate chance of actually winning a NBA title with how they've been playing to this point. So a team that gets hot towards the middle of the season is going to have a higher ranking than you might imagine, even if they're still in a play-in position. We can't forget what happened with the Los Angeles Lakers last year as well, going all the way to the Western Conference Finals. All those other ones, a lot of the other power rankings, quite frankly, just simply look at the records and then they do their write-ups just based on who's essentially got the best record. And that's not the reality, especially this year in the association, which takes me to my number 8 pick, which is the Phoenix Suns. I have the Phoenix Suns in at number 8. Devin Booker, Bradley, and of course, Kevin Durant are a triple threat that are scary, dangerous in a 7-game series. You'd have to admit it. Devin Booker, has had 2 games in a row scoring over 50 points. He had 52 tonight. Devin Booker is just a cold-blooded man. I can say that confidently. I like the Phoenix Suns a lot. I wouldn't be surprised to see Phoenix actually move up this list as we get closer to the start of the playoffs. The Milwaukee Bucks in at number 7. We all know a lot of this really revolves around Chris Middleton's health. I'm not sure they've made enough secondary moves at this point to be dangerous. Plus, they don't really have a lot of room from a cap perspective. The Milwaukee Bucks are in at number 7. I absolutely love the Philadelphia 76ers. They could be extremely dangerous. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Philadelphia 76ers were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Joel Embiid is a beast. Maxey is playing great. And the key ingredient to this Philadelphia 76er team is Tobias Harris. If the real Tobias Harris doesn't show up and the fake Tobias Harris shows up, the fake Tobias Harris would be the Tobias Harris that decides he's going to play hard every night. That's the problem with this Philadelphia 76ers team. When Tobias Harris plays hard, the 76ers win on most nights. In at number 5 is the OKC Thunder. Just a fantastic story across the board. We'll get into the Thunder more in a different show a little bit over the weekend. In at number 4 is my Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are playing great in a 7-game series, though. Would you rather have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal versus Ant-Man, Rudy Gobert, and Karl Anthony Towns? Those are two completely different styles of offenses. And when we get into the NBA playoffs, that 3-point shooting that's been so great for the Phoenix Suns ultimately can fail pretty quickly, and the big guys can win. I just don't believe that would be the case if Phoenix went up against Minnesota at this stage of the game. I think that the Phoenix Suns would ultimately win a series. Still, the Timberwolves are number 1 from a records perspective in the Western Conference. They've got a big matchup coming up on Saturday night against OKC. So we'll see if my ranking was correct tomorrow night. In at number 3 is the Denver Nuggets. Absolutely no complaints about the Nuggets. How funny would it be if they made a move to bring Bruce Brown back from the who's been exiled out of the country to Toronto? I'm just saying, Denver went into Boston tonight, took down the Boston Celtics. It was the Celtics' first loss of the season. Now, in at home, I should say, they're now 20-1 at home. Look, when I got around to working on what my top 2 teams are, I like to pick a team from the East and I like to pick a team from the West because that's how the NBA Finals will ultimately be played. If I had to guess today, and this certainly is a trendy pick, but there's a lot of facts to support it, I would have the Boston Celtics, who are clearly the deepest team. We know how good they've been at home, despite their loss to the Nuggets tonight. I like the Boston Celtics still a lot, and I have them in at number 2. And in at number 1 is the Los Angeles. No, Laker fans, it's not you. You can't lose at home to the Brooklyn Nets and expect to be in a power rankings, especially a top 10 power rankings at this stage of the game. Look, I don't know what's wrong. They absolutely fell apart. The Lakers did, that is, in the third quarter tonight and couldn't redeem themselves at all. LeBron James visibly upset with the rest of the team as well as the refs tonight. Anyways, in at number 1 is James Harden out of the clubs with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Zubac. Nobody says Zubac, but Zubac is such a key component to this team. Whenever Zubac is out, this Clippers team seems to actually suffer. Anyways, you can hear any other show that's going to talk about how great Kawhi Leonard's playing. And if Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy, the Clippers will be dangerous. And it's not just that. It's that Kawhi Leonard looks like, and this is what's dangerous, Kawhi Leonard looks like he's actually on a mission. Look, get Kawhi Leonard to keep James Harden in order during the playoffs. Paul George, if he can stay healthy, would be is just absolutely a dual threat for the Clippers. And of course, you have Russell Westbrook and Man, and you have Norman Powell as well. Look, this team is so deep. There's just so much talent on this team. They have one of the best coaches in the association. I would be very disappointed in Ty Lue if the Los Angeles Clippers didn't at least make an appearance in the NBA Finals this year. There is too much talent on this team. They are playing better. They are definitely heading in the right direction from a team chemistry perspective. I absolutely love the Los Angeles Clippers. I know nobody else has them number 1 yet. I've been saying by the end of January, most of you will have them there. I think I'll be right about that. All right. Tell me what you think. That's it for our Friday night edition of the House of Takes late night show. This was our big NBA Power Rankings take show. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please go ahead and subscribe. And of course, like this video for the House of Takes late night. I'm Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day.